When a potter shapes clay, he does not fear pressing too hard. He knows the vessel must take a new form. In life, when God wishes to use a woman for something greater, He often allows her to be broken first. This is not punishment, it is preparation. But most people only see the pain, not the shaping. Consider this. What if the wound you are trying to hide is the very doorway through which your purpose will enter? When you first step into the Shaolin temple, you may think you are there to learn something new. You may expect to be given advanced forms, complex techniques, and powerful secrets. But in truth, the first task is to unlearn, to let go of what you think you already know. A cup that is already full cannot hold fresh tea. If it is full of water that has been sitting for too long, the water will taste stale. In Shaolin, we call this emptying the vessel. This is why the first thing a new student experiences is not the learning of techniques, but the dismantling of habits. How you walk, how you breathe, how you hold your shoulders, even how you look at the ground or at the sky. We break down old movements, because if we try to build new ones on top of them, they will collapse. It is the same with the mind. It is the same with the heart. When God wishes to use a woman for something greater, He often allows the vessel of her life to be emptied first. This emptying can feel like breaking. It can feel like loss. It can feel like the ending of something you thought would last forever. But this breaking is not destruction. It is preparation. Imagine a clay jar that has been holding bitter herbs for years. No matter how much fresh water you pour in, the taste will remain bitter until the jar is cleaned. Sometimes in life, cleaning is not enough. Sometimes the jar must be remade. When the vessel of your life is emptied, you may lose relationships. You may lose possessions. You may lose a version of yourself that you thought was permanent. And in that moment, it is tempting to think, this is the end. But endings in life are often the beginning of something more aligned with your true path. If you cling too tightly to what is leaving, you cannot receive what is coming. In Shaolin training, when we correct a student's stance, they often feel uncomfortable. The old stance felt natural because it had been practiced for years, even though it was weak. The new stance feels strange, but it is stronger. Life will often shift you into a new stance. It will feel awkward at first, but it will make you more balanced. Once a day, choose one thing in your life, a belief, a habit, a possession, and ask, does this still serve the woman I am becoming? If the answer is no, release it without fear. The release can be small. It can be giving away a book you no longer read. It can be deciding not to speak a thought that no longer reflects your heart. It can be walking away from a conversation that drains you. By practicing small emptying, you prepare for the larger emptyings life may bring. And when those moments come, you will not be shaken. You will already know how to let go. Consider this. If God were to place something greater into your life tomorrow, would there be space for it? Or is your vessel still too full of yesterday's water? When the storm comes, we do not always have control over the wind or the rain. The storm may be the loss of a relationship, the shattering of trust, or the collapse of a dream. In these moments, the instinct is often to run, to hide, to fight against what is happening. But in Shaolin practice, we do not run from storms. We sit through them. I remember one evening when heavy rain fell on the temple courtyard. The noise was loud, the wind cold. Some students wanted to retreat indoors, but one elder monk remained sitting in meditation. I asked him later why he stayed outside. He said, "The rain does not ask for my permission. I cannot stop the water, but I can watch how it clears the dust from the stones." This is what pain can do in our lives. If we let it, it can wash away what no longer belongs, even though the washing feels uncomfortable. The key is what happens after the storm, after the noise, after the tears. In that moment, there is often a deep stillness. But many people miss it because they rush to fix everything. They start making calls, making plans, filling the silence with noise. If you do not allow the stillness after pain, you cannot hear the quiet lessons it carries. Just as the earth after rain smells richer, your spirit after pain can be more receptive if you give it space. In Shaolin training, after intense movement, we always pause in stillness. We do not rush into the next action. This is not just rest, it is integration. The body and mind are absorbing what they have just experienced. Life is the same. When pain passes, stillness is necessary to integrate what happened. Without stillness, you carry the chaos forward into your next chapter. Stillness does not mean doing nothing forever. It means doing nothing long enough to see clearly. After any painful experience, whether small or large, take one moment to pause before you react. This moment can be one deep breath, or one full minute of silence before you speak, or one evening alone without making decisions. During that time, simply notice, how is my body feeling? Where is my mind running? What emotion is strongest right now? By pausing, you give the storm inside you a chance to settle. Only then will you see the path ahead with clarity. Ask yourself, when the last storm in your life passed, did you allow yourself to sit in stillness? Or did you rush into the next thing, carrying the storm clouds with you? When metal is taken from the earth, it is rough and unshaped. It holds potential, but it is not yet useful. It must go through fire. It must be struck again and again. It must be shaped with patience and discipline. In Shaolin, we often compare this process to the way life shapes a person. When you go through hardship, you may feel the heat of challenge and the pressure of circumstances. It is natural to want to avoid this heat. It is natural to wish the strikes would stop. But the truth is this: without the fire, the metal remains soft. Without the hammer, it never takes form. The world often teaches us to see pain as an enemy, but in disciplined training, pain is a teacher. It shows us where we are weak. It reveals what we still need to strengthen. Think of the times you have been emotionally tested. Perhaps someone's words pierced you. Perhaps betrayal shattered your trust. Perhaps loss left you standing in a silence you did not choose. These moments feel like fire, and in the moment, you may think the fire will destroy you. But metal that passes through fire is not destroyed. It is refined. Its impurities are burned away. It becomes stronger, not weaker. In Shaolin practice, when a student struggles through a difficult form, they sometimes say, "It hurts." The master will nod and say, "Good," because in that hurt, there is growth. The body is learning endurance. The mind is learning patience. Life will give you such forms to practice. Not with punches and kicks, but with disappointments, with challenges, with moments that test your spirit. These moments are not signs that you are weak. They are opportunities to become unbreakable. The fire of life will not feel gentle. It is not meant to. If it were gentle, it would not change you. When you are in the fire, your mind will often tell you to escape. It will say, "This is too much. I cannot bear it." But here is the discipline: to stay long enough in the lesson that you receive its gift. It is important to understand. Staying in the fire does not mean tolerating harm from others without boundaries. It means allowing life's natural challenges to work on you without running from them prematurely. A blade removed from the forge too soon will remain fragile. A spirit that avoids every discomfort will remain untested. There is also something else that the fire teaches: humility. When you feel pain, you are reminded of your own humanity. You are reminded that you are not invincible in the way your ego imagines. You are reminded that growth is earned, not given. This humility is a strength. It allows you to connect more deeply with others. When you have walked through fire, you understand the fires others have endured. Your words carry weight because they come from lived experience, and your compassion deepens because you know the cost of strength. Some people see life's challenges as unfair punishments. Others see them as meaningless obstacles. But when you see them as the forge that shapes you, your relationship with pain changes. It becomes purposeful. It becomes part of your training. When you think about your own life, notice the moments that shaped you